I woke up the other morning, right? It was like a random Tuesday, maybe 7:30 a.m., and I'm already entirely cooked because my sleep schedule is completely non-existent right now. Just totally ruined by staring at my ceiling and thinking about the inevitable collapse of the global economy, like the rest of us, right? And the very first thing I see when I blindly reach over to grab my phone off the nightstand, before I even have the mental capacity to open my eyes all the way, is a push notification. It's not a text from a buddy, it's not a meme. It is an email from Apple, completely unprompted, just casually letting me know that they have successfully charged my debit card $9.99 for a subscription I absolutely do not remember signing up for. I'm just laying there in the dark, my eyes adjusting to the absolute blinding light of the screen, staring at this digital receipt for some PDF scanner app I downloaded 3 years ago to sign exactly one lease document. And I realized I've been paying $10 a month for 36 months for an app I deleted off my home screen the same day I downloaded it. I'm just laying there getting more and more frustrated, calculating the math in my head. That's like over 300 quid. Just gone. Vaporized into the cloud. And it just gave me that sinking feeling. How completely and utterly trapped we are in this invisible web of recurring charges. We are literally bleeding out financially and psychologically, and it's not even from some massive catastrophic purchase. It's not like you went out and bought a jet ski you can't afford. You were bleeding out from 1,000 microscopic paper cuts. It feels exactly like when you're playing an RPG and you step into a poisoned swamp and you think you're fine because the damage numbers are small. But then you look down at your health bar and you realize you have been 14 different poison stacks actively draining your HP while you're just trying to walk to town. This is what our financial lives have become. We are walking through a permanent poison swamp of 9.99 auto renews, and it is cooking us in the background of our mind. And it is completely exhausting, pal. And I don't think we talk enough about the fundamental psychological shift that happened over the last 10 years, where society just quietly transitioned from us actually owning things to us renting the privilege to briefly look at things before they are taken away. Think about the golden age of ownership, right? Think about when you were younger, the PS2 era, or when you bought a physical DVD. That was the golden age. Weird now when you think about it. You saved up your allowance or the money from your terrible minimum wage retail job. You walked into a physical store with these flickering neon lights. You handed another human being a $20 bill and they handed you a plastic box with a disc inside. And that was it. The transaction was over. You owned that thing. You could put it on your shelf. You could play it offline. You could lend it to a buddy. You could leave it in a drawer for 10 years, come back, and it would still work. You were the undisputed sovereign king of that piece of media. It was premium. It was a beautiful, simple, caveman transaction. I give you rock, you give me disc. But now the simulation has been completely rewritten by these massive faceless tech conglomerates. And the new meta is entirely designed around stripping you of your ownership and turning you into a permanent, lifelong tenant. You don't own your games anymore. You just license them. And if the publisher decides that they want to shut their server down tomorrow, your $60 purchase literally evaporates into the ether. You try to play a game, and it tells you that you need an active internet connection to play the single player campaign. And also, by the way, do you want to buy the premium battle pass to unlock the color blue for your character? It's sickening. We are treating real world money like it's just disposable COD points. And it's not just entertainment. It has infected the actual physical world. It is bleeding into our physical reality and it is tripping me up. I was reading this article the other day about how car manufacturers are now locking hardware features behind digital paywalls. I'm dead serious. You can go to a dealership, buy a car, take out a massive loan to pay for the physical car, drive it off the lot, and the seats have the physical heating coils installed inside of them. The hardware is physically in the car that you bought, but if you want the seats to actually get warm, you have to pay the manufacturer €15 a month subscription fee to unlock a software patch that turns on the heater. You are paying rent on a physical object that is sitting in your own driveway. It is absolute lunacy. Corporate greed has weaponized convenience to the point where we don't even question the fact that we are leasing the basic functions of our own lives. And it happens so slowly, so insidiously, that your brain doesn't even register it as a threat. They get you with the first month free trial. They bait you in. You think, oh, I'll just remember to cancel it. But you don't, because you are a person with enough going on whose brain is completely fried by dopamine overload and blue light, and they are counting on that. They are literally banking on your exhaustion. They know that by the time you actually realize you're paying for this garbage, the activation energy required to figure out how to cancel it will be too high. Because canceling a subscription nowadays is like trying to defuse a bomb while a guy yells at you in a foreign language. Have you ever tried to cancel an Adobe subscription? It is a psychological horror game. You click cancel and it brings you to a page that's like, are you sure? And then you click yes, and then it takes you to a labyrinth of hidden menus, and then it offers you a discount. And then it threatens to charge you a massive cancellation fee because you technically signed an annual contract that is billed monthly. And by the time you're done, you're sweating. Your heart rate variability is completely tanked, and you just give up and say, fine, just take my $20 a month. I don't even care anymore. That is exactly where they want you. They want you compliant, exhausted, and bleeding out $9.99 at a time. Think about all the things you are currently renting. You rent your music through Spotify. You rent your movies through Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney, whatever. You rent your productivity through Microsoft Office. You're literally renting the ability to type a Word document. You're renting your fitness through some app that gives you AI generated workout routines. And don't even get me started on dating apps, lad. You're literally paying a monthly premium subscription to temporarily increase your algorithmic visibility so you might have a slightly higher chance of making eye contact with a baddie. You are paying a corporation a monthly fee to not be lonely. And the craziest part is that corporation actively wants you to stay lonely, so you keep paying the fee. It is a completely broken, incredibly toxic mechanic. And all of this background processing is actively draining your nervous system. You don't realize it, but a portion of your brain's CPU is always spinning, knowing that on the 14th of the month you get hit with the gym app charge. And on the 21st, it's the streaming service. And on the 28th, it's the cloud storage fee because you have 50,000 unorganized screenshots on your phone. And Apple is holding your memories hostage for £3 a month. Your bank account isn't a vault anymore. It's a leaky bucket, and you are the guy constantly running back and forth to the faucet to try and keep it full while these massive tech companies drill holes in the bottom. And naturally, because modern society is an absolute nightmare, when you start feeling the pressure of this invisible subscription trap, the toxic self-help culture swoops in to exploit your anxiety. You go online looking for a way out, and suddenly you are bombarded by these hyper optimized, dead eyed finance bros sitting in their leased sports cars telling you that your problem is you aren't properly managing your portfolio of recurring expenses. They want you to treat your daily life like you're the CFO of a company. They tell you to build a massive color coded spreadsheet tracking every single microtransaction and to optimize your spending by funneling all your subscriptions through a specific rewards credit card to maximize your cashback points. Bro, if you are building an Excel pivot, what am I even trying to say here? If you are building an Excel pivot table just to figure out how much you are paying to watch a show about dragons, you are utterly lost in the sauce. You are gone. Because all that self-help garbage does is add another layer of optimization to a system that is already crushing you. Oh, you're overwhelmed by apps. Just download this other app that requires a monthly subscription, and it will use AI to cancel your other subscriptions for you. It's completely fried. They are selling you the poison and the cure at the exact same time. It makes you feel like if you aren't hyper managing your finances like a Wall Street Chad, you're failing at life. which just pushes you further into this weird anxious paralysis where you do nothing and keep paying for everything. We have to break out of this loop. We have to stop letting these companies siphon our energy and our money while convincing us they are doing us a favor. We have to reject the renter mindset. So how do we actually do this without losing our minds or turning into a weird, hyper-optimized spreadsheet robot? One way to solve it, and it requires absolute ruthless aggression, is you have to stop playing their game entirely. You have to go back to caveman logic. Our ancestors didn't lease their caves for $9.99 a month with a mandatory cloud storage fee for their wall paintings. They owned their rocks. You need to physically sit down, open your banking app, look at your statement, and just start executing everything. I'm talking the full nuclear option. If you don't use it every single day, kill it. If you don't know what the charge is, kill it. And if the company makes it too hard to cancel, if they trap you in one of those customer service labyrinths, you use the ultimate caveman cheat code. You report your debit card is lost. I'm dead serious. It is the easiest maneuver you can pull. Just call your bank, tell them the card fell in a river, and let them issue you a new piece of plastic with new numbers. Suddenly, every parasitic tech company that was latched onto your account is completely starved out. They can't bill a dead card. It is an immediate, forced, hard reset of your entire financial digital footprint. Once you clear the board, you have to radically shift how you consume things. You have to start actively buying physical media again. I know it sounds inconvenient. I know it sounds like something your grandparents would say, but you need to reclaim ownership of your life. If you want to watch a movie, go to a thrift store and buy the DVD for £2. You own it forever. Nobody can patch it out of existence. Nobody can put an ad in the middle of it. If you want to read, go to a physical bookstore, buy a physical book made of dead trees and put it on a physical shelf. You don't need a monthly subscription to an audiobook app that you listen to on 2 times speed while you're aggressively answering emails just so you can feel productive. Stop treating your free time like it's a metric that needs to be optimized by a sales as a service product. Do the bare minimum. You don't need the premium tier of life. Breaking the subscription trap isn't just about saving money. It's about fundamentally repairing your nervous system from the constant background drain of the digital world. You need to physically unplug from the systems that are trying to monetize your existence. Go outside. Leave your phone inside your apartment. I know that sounds terrifying, but you have to do it. It costs exactly £0 a month to walk outdoors. There's no premium tier for sunlight. There was no battle pass for the outdoors. It is the most grounding, anti-hustle thing you can possibly do. And then go lift something heavy. Go to a gym where you can pay cash at the door, or honestly, just find a big rock in the woods and pick it up. Do push-ups in your living room until your arms give out. When you physically exhaust your body using actual tangible resistance, you completely quiet the part of your brain that is tweaking about your digital footprint. You stop being a collection of user IDs and billing cycles, and you just become a biological organism that is tired and needs food. It drastically simplifies the equation. You realize that your body and your immediate physical surroundings are the only things you actually own and the only things that actually matter. Stop trying to buy happiness through microtransactions. Stop letting these massive corporations convince you that your life is a complete and utter mess, really, unless you are renting their premium features. You don't need the heated seats subscription. Wear a thicker coat. You don't need the Tinder Gold algorithm boost. Go to a coffee shop and actually talk to a human being. We have to start making things slightly less convenient so we can actually feel like we are participating in our own lives again, instead of just paying a monthly fee to spectate. Look, the transition from buying to renting didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, deliberate creep designed to separate you from your money without triggering your alarm bells. And it hits everyone. And nobody talks about how much it actually hurts to feel like you are constantly being nickeled and dimed for simply existing in the modern world. We just pretend we're all so tech savvy and modern, when really we're all just a little bit broke and incredibly tired of getting push notifications about billing errors. But the moment you realize that the entire system is just a grift designed to keep you on the treadmill, the pressure drops. You don't have to play along. Just take a breath, look at your bank statement, and start cutting the cords. Stop treating your life like a software product that needs constant updates and premium DLC. Be the relaxed guy who isn't tweaking about the meta, who just owns a few solid things and doesn't owe anybody a monthly fee for his own comfort. The world is expensive enough. You don't need to add a subscription fee to your own existence. See you then.